At this hearing, I stand before my fellow members of the Tortured Poets Department with a summary of my findings, a debrief, a detailed rewinding, for the purpose of warning, for the sake of reminding. As you might all unfortunately recall, I have been struck with a case of restricted humanity, which explains my plea here today of temporary insanity. You see, the pendulum swings of the chaos it brings leads the caged beast to do the most curious things. Lovers spent years denying what's ill-fated, resentment rotting away, galaxies we created. Stars placed and glued meticulously by hand next to the ceiling fan. Tried wishing on comets, tried dimming the shine, tried to orbit his planet, some stars never align. And in one conversation, I tore down the whole sky. Spring sprung forth with dazzling freedom hues, then a crash from the skylight, bursting through. Something old, someone hollowed, who told me he could be brand new. So I was out of the oven and into the microwave, out of the slammer and into the tidal wave. How gallant to save the Empress from her gilded tower, swinging a sword he could barely lift, but loneliness struck at that faithful hour. Low-hanging fruit on his wine-stained lips, he never scratched the surface of me. None of them did. In summation, it was not a love affair, I screamed while bringing my fist to my coffee ring desk. It was a mutual manic phase. It was self-harm. It was house and then cardiac arrest. A smirk creeps onto this poet's face, because it's the worst men that I write best. So I enter into the evidence, my tarnished coat of arms, my muses acquired like bruises, my talismans and charms, the tick 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 of love bombs, my veins of pitch black ink, all's fair in love and poetry. Sincerely, the chairman of the Tortured Poets Department. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dion, and today, as you could probably tell from the intro poem, we are covering the Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. Also, I could not find my microphone that I usually pin to my chest, so I'm using my old mic that's like attached to my camera, so sorry if the sound quality is different. But I usually do like an aesthetic video on all of our albums, and I wanted to wait until the Eras tour and to see if there's any music videos, just to see like how the album aesthetic sort of panned out before I did a whole video on it. I did review the album on my Patreon, and it was very, very fun when it first came out, so if you want to check that out, that will be linked below. And I also thought that the vibe was very like kind of autumnal, rainy energy, not as autumnal as Red, but like in that energy. And it's been like 64 and cloudy lately here, so I was kind of in the mood. Also, okay, I tried to do like Tortured Poets Department hair. It's giving Zoella. It's giving like It's giving Zoella, but it's okay, whatever. So if you're new to this channel, I'm gonna go through like the personality of the aesthetic, the sort of staples of the fashion and the look, some criticisms I may or may not have, and then how to get the look. So if you like fashion and niche aesthetics in general, then definitely make sure to subscribe to this channel because I post videos every Thursday. With that, let us get into it. I realize I didn't say, but the intro poem was not written by me. That is Taylor Swift's poem. That was like the conclusion of her album artwork or whatever. Yeah, she wrote that, not me. I usually write my little intro stories when it's like a Taylor Swift album. If she writes a little intro or like a little poem or something, I'll put it in. So that was by Taylor Swift. Similar aesthetics to this is very much like light academia, I would say, or like grayish academia. It's a lot of basically just like those influences, and it also has some like Victorian Gothic style influences as well, as you could see in the Fortnite music video. The likes of the TTPD aesthetic, as we'll call it, are poetry, typewriters, letters, Gothic literature, the rain. They hang out in libraries, moody cafes, their lovers' apartments, London, and secret gardens. The staples of this aesthetic are like blazers, long coats, miniskirts, Victorian collars, leg of mutton or balloon sleeves, corsets, and wedding dresses. The colors tend to be like brown, grayish, black, white, gray, some tans, some pops of red, but more of like a darker maroon or burgundy red, and then some navy blue. Some designers I was thinking of, like, it's kind of Ralph Lauren. It's giving very like British energy, like moody, dark, neutral, and I don't know like British preppy brands, but it's giving very like, not London fog, but like that vibe. For shoes, I think of like heeled boots, Victorian booties, and then again like pop of red heels. Favorite accessories are leather satchels and messenger bags, lots of black gloves. Patterns tend to be like a smaller or like more delicate plaid print, so not so much of like a screaming tartan or a really busy plaid, but more of like a simple or very small scale plaid. Hair and makeup is like very like curly, messy, unhinged to sort of like go into that tortured poet thing. She does like, again, like a Victorian bun. I literally look like Zoella doing like a Halloween makeup tutorial. Darker, smokier eyeliner, maroon lips rather than like a bright red. In terms of like criticisms of this like aesthetic, not the album, I wish obviously we got some more music videos, but she said like, well, when she released it, like the chapter is over, this era is done, like it was, you guys didn't even realize it was happening before it was even over, so like don't worry about it, don't, like, the chapter is closed. So I get why there wasn't like a bunch of music videos and a press tour and like all of that. She did just add the era right into the Eras tour, so a lot of these outfit influences I'm also going to show like pictures from the Eras tour obviously. But yeah, this is definitely like the least era-y era, just because it was like, here's the art, here's a music video, we're adding it to the tour, but like it's closed. It's just like Fearless, like it's an album that's far away. Obviously I'm very much like a color girl, so the like black, white, gray is like not super my style, but I mean I do like dramatic collars and like corsets and stuff like that. I actually got this from ThredUp, and this is I got from L-Train in New York. I do like love the necklines and sleeves and the corsets, and I like the silhouettes and stuff like that. Obviously for me, I would just make it a little bit more maximalist. Overall, like it's not, again, it's not like a full-fledged aesthetic as I would say like Reputation or Lover is, where there's like very specific things I can pinpoint. So I can just go off like the music videos and some of the outfits in the Eras tour and stuff. It's definitely just very like light academia vibes, the way she's been walking around like during the Tortured Poets Department quote like era. Some gothic influences, but it's not like a full-bodied aesthetic, I would say. And in terms of getting the look, honestly, if you go for like a moody academia look, you're halfway there. She does a lot of all black outfits with a pop of red or like a gray coat or like something tan, but like mostly black. Lots of like boots and booties, whether it's like the Victorian style or like tall boots, but yeah, like kind of like, again, wintry, moodier, in London vibes. If you want to do like a more bolder or theatrical look while still keeping like casual everyday, you could do like a corset-y top or dress or like Victorian style top, and then pair it with like black trousers or a plaid mini skirt or something like that to like marry the two aesthetics. And then obviously the most theatrical and bold would be doing like a Victorian style dress with like crazy hair and makeup, corset, or doing like the full wedding dress look that she wears at the Eras tour, or one of the actual Eras tour costumes if you're going to go see the Eras tour. I mean, academia stuff is very easy to thrift if you just go to like the men's section, honestly, at thrift stores. And this, again, I got at ThredUp. It's from Love Shack Fancy for Target. This is like Shein, but I got it at L-Train. And I have another like kind of Victorian puffy sleeve style top that I got from a vintage store in Rhode Island. So it's definitely very possible to find these items, even if you want to just like be like Tortured Poet inspired for like an everyday look or for like your fall aesthetic, rather than going just like full Eras tour outfit and going very theatrical with it. And again, I do this for all of our albums, so I wanted to give TTPD her dues, and I do think it's a very pretty like fall aesthetic. And obviously I love the album. Again, if you want to see me, got a little and then reviewed the Tortured Poets Department. So it was a very fun video. I love geeking out about Taylor Swift. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for indulging me in geeking out. And definitely try out this sort of like moodier aesthetic. I do think it is fun. You have to figure out my hair though, because this is not it. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, because I post videos every Thursday. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram because I post content there as well. Two things. Okay, yes, I wear a back brace while I'm editing. Posture matters. But also, there is a group, it's on Twitter, it's on other social media, Swifties for Kamala. It is really cool. It's run by one of my one of my followers on Twitter, Emerald. Yeah, they're doing a lot of cool things. So register to vote and go check that out. Again, check out my Patreon if you want even more content from me. And with that, have a happy day. Bye!